Now, should work fully. So for the first time.
Do you think they have a copy machine somewhere here?
I know.
They might. Otherwise, someone might.
So today we're going to look at this very interesting poem. So maybe you know the original German classics of Undine. Now, not even in the Russian translation by Zhukovsky.
I have heard something about it, but it's just in some.
Okay, so let's just keep in mind that it's classical.
Okay.
It's classical. It's a rather big classical poem, more like a book. And this, as you can see, is a little book, which was inspired by the big thing and then translated just by somebody. We don't even have a name, it's just on the internet. So I liked it. Okay, yeah, it's good idea to go. It's really amazing how we have it.
Because somehow correspond.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing how we have ideas flowing from culture to culture, from language to language, from mind to mind. And I agree with the classical, like Greek philosophers who say that a translation is a work of its own. If you read a translation, it means you're reading a new work. So, who's an Undine?
In German mythology, it's a mermaid, and it is believed that to gain an immortal soul, she has to marry a man or to have a child from a human male. And if this human male is going to cheat on her, she has to kill him.
That's more or less how it goes. A classical water spirit.
Yeah, and there's a fairy tale, isn't it?
Oh, there are lots of fairy tales.
A famous fairy tale by H.C. Andersen, the Danish.
One of them. So we have lots and lots of stories about spirits who look like girls who connect to water. We have Selkie in more like Celtic culture. We have mermaids. Yeah,
Mermaids, also.
we have Russian mermaids who are different from European mermaids. So an Undine is more like a Russian mermaid, I guess, more or less. Okay. So let's read the translation. All together, we read it aloud because poetry, and it looks like prose, but it's really poetry. Poetry has to be read aloud. That's the meaning of it, which we tend to forget, but we kind of try to bring it back now. So let's read it loud and listen to it as we read it. Listen, listen, it's me, it's Undine, who brushes these drops of water on the resonant panes of your window, illuminated by the mournful rays of the moon. And look, in a robe of watered silk, the lady of the chateau, who contemplates from the balcony the beautiful starry night and the beautiful sleeping lake. Each wave is a water spirit who swims in the current. Each current is a path that leads towards my palace. And my palace is a structure of fluid at the bottom of the lake, in the triangle of fire, earth, and air. Listen, listen. My father beats the croaking water with a branch of green alder. And my sisters caress in their arms of home the fresh islands of grasses, water lilies, and cornflowers, and their obsolete and bearded willow, who fishes at the waterline. Her whispered song begged me to receive her ring on my finger, to be the husband of an Undine, and to visit her palace, to help to be the king of lakes. And when I replied to her that I loved the mortal, silent and spiteful, she cried some tears, gave a burst of laughter, and evaporated in showers that trickled wide along my blue windows. Well, how does it make you feel?
Like what is look?
Do we have any questions about words in here? Do we understand the words? The meanings?
About what?
Or just the words in the poem, in the text?
Actually, I don't know what alden is.
It's a kind of a tree.
Yeah, but what kind?
A big kind.
A big kind. But
It's a big
I
tree.
want to be particular because I don't know this word and it's... What do we have such trees in Russia? What are they?
It's like a crying willow, you know, they grow
Oh,
nearby
okay,
the
I
river.
know. Okay.
So alders are important trees, and they're like magical trees, trees of wisdom, like elder, wise trees, trees of power. Anything else? Well, then how do we feel about it? So first we have two parts. Do we feel like we have two parts, or do we feel like it's one story?
I feel like it's one story, but just from two sides, and also throughout the whole text, kind of, well, it feels like the water is clean, and it's like the sound of the river, or the waterfall.
Heavy rain sounds like heavy rain too.
So we have lots and lots of water words in here. So obviously we feel water in it, because it's about the water spirit. So coming back to Little Mermaid by Hans Andersen. Now today we have Disney mermaids, who are happy little creatures, but originally they're not friendly. Originally the spirits are not friendly, and when some of them fall in love with a human, with a mortal, it's a big scandal. It's very, very strange. It's like a zombie comes to you and say, "Be my wife." Yeah. So who is she? What is she? What is she? What are she? So she is sound. And we started listening. Why do we start with listening? Not look, it's me, but listen, it's me.
Because first we hear the water in the forest, we just hear the sound of the river, of the rain.
And water can change the form, and we can just not to see the water some way, but we can hear it.
So we start not with seeing, but with hearing, which is unusual, because usually, what we do is we paint a picture, because our eyes is what we use the most. The sounds are more rare, and here they're important. So let's just have a look at the scene. Where is it? What is it? What is the place? Where are we?
We don't know.
We don't know.
At the beginning, we don't know.
Okay.
And then we realize that it's a lake.
Is it? So we have a very interesting situation here. We have a barrier. So it's a classic vampire story. When a vampire cannot enter your house unless you invite it. You know?
I didn't know.
Well, now you know. If a vampire comes knocking on your door, just say, "Go away." So we enter the mythological space here. Because straight from the beginning we know it's going to be about spirits. The title is Undine and it starts with, it's me, it's Undine who brushes this drop of water on the resin paint of your window. Ah. So first of all, she introduces herself, she names herself. Although it's not a personal name, Undine, it's more like a kind of spirit that she is. Hello, I'm human. My name's Margot. She says, hello, I'm Undine.
Yeah, and that's why somewhere later in the text, she's an Undine.
So if somebody starts with, it's me, Undine, what does it suggest?
Brave. She wants you about who she is. She needs you to know that.
Okay, suppose somebody calls you on the phone, you pick it up and says, hello, it's me, Bob. What does it mean?
She wants to introduce herself to another person.
So maybe it means that you know each other. Hello, it's me, Bob. Yeah, you know who it is. So maybe it's not the first time that she comes to him.
And using your analogy, your comparison to phones, sometimes there are people who cheat and who say, hello, it's me, Bob, although they are not Bobs, they are... and they pretend to be friends. Again, this might be possible here. It's like your old friend, please let me in,
That's me,
or something.
Undine. Your dear little Undine.
And it also means that she wants something.
Yeah.
She introduced herself, she came, and for some reason.
Maybe it's just because she's a French woman, she's very polite.
Spirits polite.
I'm not sure. They're human creatures, they don't have these moral standards in their heads. That's not what they do.
Okay, listen, who listen, why listen?
We don't know in the beginning, right? And then we just know who is it, who is trying to tell us something. But the beginning words in the beginning, listen, and the continuous words that it's Undine, for me it means that it's connected with some magical sounds, like for analogy in Scotland culture, banshee.
Or maybe like more like a siren.
Yes.
So listen,
they are
listen.
close to each other in some way.
Who listen? First of all, us, the readers. We see, listen, we start listening.
And that's something that I wanted to say, because the French version says écoute, and which is singular as far as I understand. So the French version is more specific.
You listen.
She sort of points her finger or something, do they have fingers? And says, listen to me, you. While English language version can probably mean listen, everybody, listen, everyone who
So it also means, bearing in mind that it's spirits, is it a good idea to listen to spirits who want to come into your house?
It's a bad idea.
It's a bad idea.
Maybe the voice is in my head.
It could be just fine. I mean, there are plenty of stories based on communicating with spirits. If it were that bad, there wouldn't be such stories. And it's interesting. You can learn a lot from those spirits. They can tell you things you will never find out.
Or they can dispel you.
Well, you take a risk anyway. If you don't want to talk to spirits, you just, you don't.
Yeah. So who would talk to an Undine? I would.
You know the man, she's not gonna marry you.
I know. Okay. Listen, it's me, it's Undine, who brushes these drops of water on the resin paint of your window. So we have the situation set here in these words. What is the situation? And now, I love words. I love words. Oh, we don't have a blue marker. Let's see. We have a barrier.
Flames.
panes. The window pane is something that stops her. And now we understand that she's outside, she has water, and she's brushing water in his window pane, kind of trying to break through, trying to bring his attention maybe. But basically, that place is water and spirit, which she uses. But the glass won't let her through. And he's somewhere inside, very happy.
Doesn't sound like he's too happy from the text.
No, okay, he's not
like
happy.
melancholic or something.
Oh,
Yeah, exactly like that.
It's 3 a.m. again.
Yeah, it wouldn't be too bad.
Again. Every day, every night, sorry. Oh, it's
And
you
that's why
again.
Undine uses the sounds of brushing and resonant. Pains are resonant in the story. She tries to resonate him, yeah, to wake up him.
So I think it's a very important detail. It's very deep, very
House near the lake.
house near the lake. How we have a window between them, a closed window,
Very.
which is resonant. Resonant. So brushes with drops of water. Does it sound aggressive?
Yes.
Is it aggressive? No, it's not aggressive.
No.
It's more like,
It's not.
dear, come on, I'm waiting for you. It's me.
It's not aggressive.
It's not aggressive, it's drops and it's brushing. Brushing is a soft thing. It's soft
If you want
action.
aggressive, you can watch like Night of the Living Dead. That's aggressive.
Yeah. Or if she was smashing stores on his window, a little bit different. Brushing little drops. And she sounds almost romantic herself. Resonant. So the resonant panes of your window, why do we have to say they're resonant? Musical. Answering. Maybe. So we can hear it.
I think it just, it's quite normal when there's a rain going on and the wind altogether, they actually shake a little bit and it resonates. It's something you can see when the wind is strong enough and the rain is strong enough, so it just happens. Nothing miraculous about it.
Yeah. So we may ask ourselves,
Yeah, when I was in school, we had this exercise in physics, so we were studying the resonance. So our teacher told us that there was one case when soldiers were going across the bridge, and the bridge
Collapsed.
Collapsed.
All teachers of physics tell this very same story to all classes. I think it's been there for 100 years.
if you let me, my favorite story about resonance, so maybe the Undine is just being technical. She's a physician. Maybe she's just trying to teach him some quantum physics, let's say, the fluctuation, because she's all about water and flowing and moving. And what is resonance? It's when the molecules start moving. Yeah. So my favorite example is a cup with a handle, which sounds different. Let's say. Which says here, it sounds one way, and here it sounds differently, in between. You can hear it. Which says, as you do it, the whole cup starts to vibrate, every molecule. But as you have the handle here, it's a bit more heavy, and so it vibrates slower, and the sound is lower. So everything is vibration. Even the cup. It looks solid, but it starts vibrating. So the same with windows. Maybe she's trying to tell him, well, you think your window is solid. I know it's not.
Well, my point was that she's making these resonant sounds, and sometimes when we hear them, they kind of come to our body,
Yeah.
and we can feel them. So
Yeah, there's a
The
whole...
resonant pain, yeah, the resonant pains mean that she wants to come. It means the entering. So maybe he could feel this entering feeling and bring her in.
Yeah, maybe it's like affecting him with sound, you know, frequencies.
Or at least affecting the windows, because the windows seem to respond. She has this power over.
Yeah, trying to find the right password to the window. Maybe. Or maybe it's a bit more simple. Maybe a resonant is not just technical, maybe it's emotional. And when she says resonant, magical.
Magic emotions.
Yeah. When she says resonant, she doesn't mean necessarily just the window. Or herself, himself. Like the window is resonant. Are you going to answer if I tap on you a bit? Yeah. And then again, we have the window. Why is it a window and not a door, a wall, or something else?
It's hard to communicate through a wall. I mean, it's a whole different kind of spirit that would communicate with you through a wall.
Well, you can still hear through a wall.
Yeah, but that's creepy from the very beginning, and she doesn't want that. So she doesn't want to communicate through a wall. I mean, if you want to know about the spirits communicating through a wall, you got to watch, what's this, the Hellraiser. Yeah, that's where they came from the wall, and it's a whole different story.
Yeah, or you can have a bit of Lovecraft.
Plus, when somebody comes at you, well, you don't see him or her, and through the window you can see how beautiful she is.
And when the story Romeo and Juliet comes to her, and it was a romantic story, so maybe it's a romantic story.
So windows are not really for walking through in most cases. Windows are for looking through. But here the window is about or not about to become a door. It's a catch.
And maybe she wants not to come in, but she wants
Him to go out.
Maybe.
Yes.
To see her and to go out.
So the barrier between them is very thin. It's transparent. It's not strong, it's not hard. It's musical, it's resonant, it's vibrating, it's moving already. But it's your window, it's his window.
And the glass is something familiar to water.
Yeah, glass is like water. Who brushes his drops of water on the resonant panes of your window, illuminated by the mournful rays of the moon. And now when it said, and it's in the middle of night. Oh, he should be really very happy. 3 a.m. Knock, it's maybe. So why do we have illuminated by the mournful rays of the moon?
Because the light from the moon is kind of creepy. It's not exactly giving people the uplifting experience. It's more like putting them into the state of thinking about death and the eternity, whatever.
I feel like the moon, well, people believe that moon also has a soul, it's also a spirit. So the moon grieves about what's going to happen next because she knows that it's going to be bad, it's going to be a sad story.
Somebody's gonna die, or both. And moon again connects to water, you know?
Is she or he? I mean the moon.
Depends.
In Russian,
No, I think it's it.
It depends. It depends.
It depends.
It depends. Okay. So we have light, illuminated.
Yeah, can I ask you, illuminated, because it's the same word used in French, illuminate. I mean, is it true to say that in English this illuminate has a positive meaning? Maybe it's neutral in French, but illuminated in English sounds illumination, and then we have all these 5 words. Yeah. Because
it has the moon in it, like lunar.
Yes.
Lunar. Illuminate. Luminary.
Now doesn't it sound like or look like something which is brightly lit? No? It doesn't.
I would say so.
Okay.
Illuminate.
I think it's neutral in all the
It's neutral.
languages where this root is used. It's
Like-
Latin, I think, and
Yeah.
Yeah, look.
the
So
neutral
we have
looks.
more like luminary in English, which just means something that shines like a moon. Luminary. Mourn for rays. So we set the atmosphere now. It's mournful. Because it could be, hello, it's me, it's Undine. Drop, drop. Look, happy moon shining. No, it's mournful rays. I'm unhappy. You're unhappy. Everybody's unhappy.
And sometimes mournful also equals to death.
Yeah, because they're kind of bluish,
Yeah.
creepy. So we now begin to see this scene. So first you only can hear it. Now it clears up a bit. We don't see his side. Apparently because it's Undine who speaks and she can't get here. So she can't speak of anything that's inside here. And we don't see. What is it? Working? But we can see her side, her neck. And what is it? So we know there's moon. So it's a bit strange because it's like starry night, bright moon. At the same time we have water drops as if it was raining. At the same time, but maybe just
Maybe it's not raining, but just some drops of the lake.
Yeah, could be. Oh, have you seen?
Could be just windy with
Yes,
some
yes.
water.
Yeah. Have you seen moonlight on a lake in real life?
Yes,
Isn't it amazing?
amazing.
So we have the lake there, glistening in the moonlight, but it's a clear night. We have Undine here, just near his window. Hello. Hello. Trying to get to him. But what can she see? What can he see? Not much. Because it's not just a glass, but it's a glass with drops of water on it. So what do we see through a glass with water on it?
Something blurry.
So even though her image here is clear, it would not be clear for him. And his place apparently is clear for him, but it wouldn't be clear for her. So the two worlds are not clear for each other, although they are close to each other. They're more or less transparent. The barrier is transparent. But still, we can't see clearly the other side. But we can illuminated by the mournful rays of the moon. So we bring some light, and by bringing some light and saying it's the light of the moon, we make it darker. Paradoxically.
Can I spoil a little bit the original one? So in the original, there is the Undine who lives with the fisherman and his wife, and she meets a knight, and knight marries her and takes her to his castle. But throughout the time, he realizes, well, he knew that she's an Undine, but through the time he realized that she's not a human, and he cannot be with her because she's so much different. Even though she looks like a very beautiful human, and now she has a soul, but still she's a supernatural creature. She has different love. She has different feelings. And for him, it's really hard. So then he cheats her with another girl. Just as you said about two worlds.
Yeah.
But is she super? So is she above or is she under?
What do you mean?
Because in Jose Andersen's story, she hasn't got this human immortal soul, whereas we have.
No,
So she might be not.
She gets a soul when she marries a man, which she did.
Yeah.
her
So
father was a king of the sea, of the ocean, and he wanted her to have
Yeah.
this immortal
so before that happens, she's a bit deficient. So she's not superhuman. She's quantum.
She's not superhuman. She's really, really beautiful, and she can somehow control the water.
Another question is, why would the spirit want a human soul? Is it such a good thing to have?
To live forever. That's all.
Yeah, so what happens if you don't have an immortal human soul, if you're just a spirit?
You don't know life, and you just play games, like Celtic culture, fairies. It's not like the evil spirits. They just live by other. She she, in the beginning of the book, she plays a lot. She does a lot of weird things. She doesn't help her stepmother, not because she's evil or ungrateful. She doesn't realize why. She doesn't understand why do I have to go to help her because she's old.
Why do I have to go to school? She doesn't realize what is the evil and what is the kindness, for example.
So it's like
Moral things.
pre-serpent paradise.
It's funny that because people who didn't write, they analyze a lot. And the worst thing is when they actually get to the author and start asking questions, because the author usually doesn't contemplate any of this.
The author never thinks about it. Because
He can only say, well, I didn't think about it at all. Good
no,
for
not
you.
think about it, because thinking is too heavy for poetry. You feel it.
Yeah.
You just connect to the cosmic portal and you download it directly. That's
But then
all
again, you can ask a poet, even if the
Well, you
poet
can
is
ask
dead.
a poet.
And then
And then
we
again,
have...
you can back engineer it, but at the moment when you're writing it, you don't think. If you think when you're writing, you kill it. Absolutely.
But it doesn't mean that the poet doesn't have the reason why he writes this way.
Yeah.
So some
So we can
portal,
back
some
engineer
cosmic, but some reason he has.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Well, I think
Yes.
before you sit down and write, you collect a lot of stuff in your head, a lot
Yes,
of stories.
yes.
You just gather all these accents, all these, images in your head, and
Maybe
once you
some
sit down,
intuition
Yeah.
way.
it's just
but,
subconscious.
Well, you need to have a kind of a baseness, yeah? And then you can improvise.
And then again, they change a lot. So there's version 1, version 2, version 3, and if we want really to get into, we might also accept the fact that some of the words used in the original text are not in quite original, because the first version sounded a bit different. So we might, what we are doing now is trying to maybe see what possible alternatives might look like.
And remember that each person gonna read it in his own different way.
Yeah.
So I have one impression. You're obviously gonna have different impressions, and that's just how it
Yeah, and
is.
that's really the only important thing, because who cares? Who bloody cares? The only important thing is what you feel, what is your answer to it and why. Because as you start using a poem as a little mirror, it's a very good way of learning more about yourself. How do I feel about it? What do I see in it? Why do I see it? Yeah, we just use it as I don't know, as a guide. But to do it, we need to stop and to pause and to look at it more closely, because if we just go through it and we don't have time to do it, we may talk about this or that, but as we are speaking, we have all different thoughts, feelings, emotions coming through. Oh, I think it's all stupid. Why do I think it's all stupid? Okay. Now we have the next part. So that was her introducing herself, introducing herself. Now she says, each wave is a water spirit who swims in a current. Each current is a path that wings towards a palace, and my palace is a structured fluid at the bottom of the lake in the triangle of fire, earth and air. Why would she say it? It sounds like a spell to me, really.
Actually, to me, it sounds like she's showing up.
She is.
Yeah, she's
As a
also
lady
trying,
of the champagne. She is a lady.
she's trying to capture him. She's trying to tell him that if you come with me, we'll understand it later. If you come with me, you're gonna have a shadow. You're gonna have all these beautiful, amazing, wonderful, magical things. You just have to come with me.
Yeah. And how she says it, it's one leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. Again, like a water flow. So we start with the wave. Again, resonance, resonant pain, drops of water, now waves, moving.
Something
It's not
fluid.
static.
Yes.
Water is not static, water is moving. Each wave is a water spirit. It's alive. You think just a wave? No, it's alive, it's a spirit. Who, not who, alive, who swims in the current. Again, current takes you and gets you somewhere.
She also mentions that water spirits, they can transform into the water currents, into the waves.
Each wave is a water spirit who swims in a current. Each current is a path that winds towards my palace.
So her palace is under the water.
So current moving, it turns into a path, again gets you somewhere. And it's not straight, it's winding.
Yeah, in fact, you mentioned the word serpent, and in fact the French version uses the word serpent. So the French language version compares this motion to...
Well, I guess that's because we have a bit of sounds here. How do you read it? Senti, serpenti. Yeah, so you repeat it. And here you have more watery sounds in English.
I think it's interesting that in the end she says that in the triangle of fire, earth and air, and we know that basically there are 4 elements: water, air, fire and earth. And this triangle of only 3 elements, they all
Support
element, and they're all inside the water. So she kind of tells him that the water is the main one. The life comes from water, everything.
At the bottom of the lake again. So everything is moving here. The path is winding. The palace is a structural fluid. What a term for phrase. A structural fluid. Water. It's all at the bottom of the lake. Down deep. So lake, what is lake? Why do we have all these lakes? A lake is like wisdom very often. Magic wisdom. Water in general, like the sea, the ocean, the lake, magic wells again. You can see the surface, but you don't know what's going in the depths. She says, my palace is at the bottom.
So here the lake is kind of a portal to another world.
And maybe also the foundation, because the bottom is the foundation. And again, I'm sorry for bringing French into the picture, but the French version says meaning foundation, so it's at the foundation. So it's something that is probably stable. Whereas other things are fluid, moving, changing all the time, very dynamic.
Yeah, so we have this combination of fluid and static or solid. Of course, it's interesting to have fire underwater. Okay. It really sounds to me like a spell, how it one leads to another, and in the end we have this kind of a knot of the 3 elements to lock it. If you look at traditional magic, so like in the name of fire, earth and air, she could have said, in the triangle of fire, earth and air, a triangle again is important. Now we have number 3, which is magical. Why is number 3 magical? Nobody knows, but apparently it is. Comes back again and again and again. 3 and 7.
Well, the whole concept of geometry and mathematics is a big mystery.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the origins and why exactly it's universally here on Earth. It's a big mystery.
Yeah.
So therefore it's mysterious. We don't know why. I mean, we can guess, but we don't know.
Why is that?
Why we have geometry, which is the same pretty much everywhere. Why we have mathematics, which is accepted universally and needs no translation pretty much. And also, basically, when you start learning mathematics, which I spent quite a while learning, it's the mystery is the structure is so beautiful that you cannot just help yourself wondering how could a human mind come up with this. because like poetry, it doesn't sound like it's a product of a regular human mind. It has the feeling of a gift from some other mind or kind of wisdom that is beyond human and much, much, much higher. So triangle is one of these things.
I agree. Mathematics are really amazing. Maybe a triangle is that's the minimal 3 points is what you need to have a plane. Yeah. So if you only have 2 points, you can only have a line. Well, if you have 3 points, you can make a portal.
And it's also an enclosed space.
Yeah, maybe that's why. In the center, we have water. It's not exactly like the 5th element, just the 4th element. But still, yeah. Oh, mathematics are a big, big mystery. And big, big magic. Phew. And then again, listen. Listen. So why do we need to listen again?
Because now she's talking about her relatives, about other spirits, and he can see her, or probably apparently he can, some part of her, but he is not able to see other spirits. He's not allowed to.
Or maybe she's here, there, and maybe we should open the window a bit. Just see that no Undines come through.
Oh, well, in weather like this, unlikely.
We don't have a lake.
Yeah, we don't have a lake.
No, just a radioactive river.
What? Radioactive what?
River? Somewhere?
Oh, river.
In the city.
Why is it radioactive?
There is an opinion that in Moscow River there are only fish with 3 eyes.
It's more magical than
You
Undine.
may Google those news, which are not really news, about Kolominsky Park, somewhere near Kolominsky Park.
What happened?
It's horribly radioactive.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Nice to know.
Well, just don't drink water from Moscow River, you'll be fine. Okay. My father beats a crock in water with a branch of green alder. My sisters caressing their arms of foam the fresh islands of grasses, water lilies and cornflowers. Okay, who's missing from the picture? We have the father. Yeah, where's the mother? We have no mother. Weird. How weird.
No, it's not weird.
Why?
I think because it dates back to the medieval ages when boasting about a mother was not really something you would do because, well, women were not exactly in the high standing of the society. Nobody would boast about the mother unless she was this ruthless queen or somebody of a very strong standing in the society. Otherwise, it's the king, it's the knight, and etc. Why?
And I think that it means that she don't have that the Undine don't have a how to say female energy in her family, and that's why she can maybe feel the love, and that's the reason why she tries to find the way to love to a man who will love her, and that's the way for her to solve her problem connected with the female energy and the hole in her heart.
So maybe she has no mother because the spirits they don't necessarily.
Maybe she has mother, but how what's the name? Pavel said that maybe she has a small role in her family, and yes, female energy.
Even the point she doesn't exist at all.
Yes. So anyway, she don't have some.
So in fact, it's a poem about feminism.
No. That's not the way. it's about the love. You know that the mother for a child, anyway, it means love in the future life. So
So the
anyway, it
anonymous
is about
person
the
who
life.
translated
Love.
into English is a feminist person. That's feminist agenda.
That's the reason why she's trying to find the love in her life, why she don't want to feel like just like a spirit.
So what it really reminds me is another famous poem about Earl Cunning, the Forest King, where again you have the king father and the sisters, and again who want to get a mortal into their hands forever to play with him. Okay. My father beats a crook in water with a branch of green alder. What kind of a person is he? Her father?
A mighty good.
He loves or he likes to make noise out of nowhere and for no reason.
So who would be beating water with a branch of a tree?
He's not sure. He's not much clever.
Oh, looks very stupid. Why would she tell about
And
it?
a little bit aggressive.
It is aggressive. Beating is always aggressive. obviously.
Yes. And then we don't have a female energy, but we have too much aggressive energy of a man. It's not a feminism.
If she tells about it, then apparently it is related to her as well. So maybe she says, my father beats water. Okay, maybe it means he controls water. Croaking water. Is it croaking in French too?
What leads us? Frogs.
Yes.
Frogs usually.
Frogs.
Maybe I'm wrong. What kind of a sound is croaking? Is it a nice sound?
No, it's very disturbing.
So we have beating, aggressive, we have croaking. Again,
Some annoying
sound. But with a branch of green alder, so maybe it's sort of shamanic, maybe it's a spirit thing, maybe it's about magic. Again, alder, like we said, is a strong tree. And then mice in plural. Caress and the arms of foam. So she speaks a little about her father. Maybe she's afraid of him to speak more, maybe that's all she can say, we don't know. And then she talks a lot about her sisters. And what's the contrast between the father and the sisters?
Something fluid and more, maybe more comfortable even. Form it's something softer, yeah.
And they caress like care.
Carefully. They do it carefully.
So he's aggressive, they're careful, and she's somewhere in between. The arms of foam, the fresh islands of grasses, water lilies and cornflowers. Is it nice or is it not nice?
It is nice.
And it's fresh. But just contemplate, imagine this. It's beautiful, isn't it? You can see her sisters don't have a human form. Their arms are foam, their streams. Wasn't they caress all these grasses? You can see the grass in a stream, carried by a stream. It's nice and beautiful.
So caress also means with love.
Yeah. We also have the word caress, like forgive. And if they caress millions of times before, I'll never will play about never. Yeah. Oh, it's a nice word. So it makes you think about the Philly about a little bit. Grasses, water lilies, and cornflowers. What do cornflowers do here? They grow in fields.
Yeah.
You know, this flowers. Why do they have them? It's And finally they have grasses, because grass grows near water. Water lilies, obviously. Cornflowers, no?
The water can go out to the shore and find cornflowers.
And maybe it's connected with some tradition when the girls from the nearest area came to the lake and put it down, and the waves take it and
Play with it.
Or look at the obsolete and bearded willow who fishes at the waterline. Nice. So they are gentle, but at the same time they are not tamed. And they can be mocking.
Yes, so again, the spirits, they don't have kindness or evilness in them. They're just having fun. That's all.
And how she speaks about the willow, the tree is obviously alive to her, has a character. Obsolete and bearded willow who fishes, who fishes at the waterline. You can see it, you can feel it. You can see the close relationship with the trees and grasses. Again, it means that she does the same. Her sisters do it, and why not she does it, especially as she talks about it with such passion. And so she talks to him this way. Listen, 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 tries to capture him, and what happens? So he listens to her. You listen to the beautiful, half-naked lady who whispers to you, come with me, you don't have all this beautiful fame, you'll be famous, you'll be rich, come with me. And what's his answer? So we have this bit here, which is like pause, a bit of
time to think.
Maybe he's thinking what to answer, maybe giving you time to imagine. Oh no, he says yes.
Time for commercials.
Her whispered song, beautiful whispered song.
Yeah, I think it's also important that you mentioned that for you it feels like a spell, and spells are whispered a lot of times. Because they are a secret.
Yeah. So what's a whisper? It's a full voice.
Yeah, and it's also very intimate. So she's talking only to him and very close.
And same as you can't see clearly through a wet window. You can't hear clearly the whisper. Anyone home now?
You might just continue. I think we should restart it because it's something like 5 minutes left.
Of love whispered soft and true.
It's also important that the author mentions she begged me to receive her ring on my finger, so she doesn't want love.
No, she wants
the
official thing.
Yes.
And again, her ring on my finger. Her ring on my finger. What's a ring? A little handcuff.
Yeah. Her rules and my character.
That just reminded me, the other day at the Red Square I saw two Chinese girls, and one of them, she had this, I think it was a t-shirt kind of, but maybe a jacket, and the message on the back read, marry me and get a Chinese citizenship. That was super.
And that's what she does.
Yeah, but
That's what she does.
So tempted.
it's a joke, of course. It's a very nice. It's a kind of a teasing at the U.S. citizenship, I think, or EU citizenship.
And it means that if he will receive her ring, maybe he will be like a kind of property of her property, and maybe even the property of her father, not hers.
Come on, that's a very nasty suggestion about the father.
But that's true. That's why they marry men.
Why?
To get a soul.
To get the soul and to live forever.
His soul will be the property of the shadow
Soul
of
means that
the
they
king
will
of the shadow.
Can the soul be someone's property?
Well, you'll find out one day. I don't know. Everybody will find out.
So now we change sides and we shift from outside to inside. Now we look out. her whispered song, and she thinks she's beautiful and charming, enchanting. Or what does he think? Her whispered song begged me. I know your tricks, he says. I know what you really want. To receive her ring on my finger. To be the husband of an Undine. I know that Undine is not your name. I know it's just like a kind of spirit. You're just one of many. They come to me every night in dozens.
And he also says to visit, not to come and live in the palace, only to visit. And visit means that he's gonna come and live there for a short time.
To be the king of lakes. And he's like, I'm Scottish. I don't have lakes, only lochs. Hey, the king. Would you like to be the king or the queen of lakes? That's nice.
The Finnish people should have a lot about that, or the Scandinavian folks, because do they have lakes? Man, you look from the plane and it's something. I've never seen a picture like this. Like the first time I actually looked down from a plane flying over Scandinavia, and it's like dots.
You should visit Karelia.
Oh yeah.
I know. You fly over the border, you don't really notice the difference much. It's Karelia, actually also Minnesota in the U.S. So.
Well, it's just Russian north. If you go to what is it, Naryanmar? It's all the same picture. Naryanmar.
Maybe where it is.
Naryanmar.
Well, now you can find out.
But Karelia, yes, I'm sure understand.
So maybe they are in Karelia somewhere. Be the king of lakes, and is he speaking it in what voice? He speaks like with irony, or does he believe her, or does he want it?
I think it is tempting for him. It would be tempting for anyone. But he understands that it's kind of a trick, and it's not. If he's gonna say yes, it's gonna be the end of him.
And when I replied to her, and we were like, oh, what did he say? What did he say? When I replied to her, I love the mortal. Oh no! How can anyone love a mortal? Isn't it futile from the start? Love the mortal, sullen and spiteful. Who is sullen and spiteful? The mortal or Undine?
I think the mortal, because in comparison with Undine, with the spirits, mortals are sullen and spiteful, and they don't know how to have fun, because spirits are always nice and funny, and they're in a good mood, and they can change their mood very quickly, and they have the magic in that. But
So that's a big mystery. How can anyone love a mortal if mortals are stupid and sullen and grumpy
and so perfect and so heavy, because she's so light. I mean, she's not air, she's the water, but again, she's light, she's almost lightless.
So maybe that is really the point of the poem, to say maybe we are all stupid, sullen mortals, but we are beautiful. I think that we are more beautiful than beautiful spirits. Sullen and spiteful. Oh no, but I just told you. I just showed you myself how I'm so beautiful. I have all this wealth. You can be the king with me. And you say you love that? And what would be your reaction if you come to somebody you really love, suppose it's a true love, say, oh, I love you, could you be my husband, my wife? Like, no, I love that bonjour over there. I'm not coming for you.
Yeah, I think it's a classic story. It's everywhere. I mean, I don't even want to start the list of the poems, movies, like just plain stories where it happens all the time.
Yeah.
So it's nothing special about that.
Yeah, But she cried only some tears and the burst of laughter, so she wasn't sad. She just, oh, okay, well, you're dumb.
Maybe it was a nervous laughter?
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so because there is a strong contrast between the sadness and the happiness, and it just happens like.
Maybe again she's like water, changing,
Yeah.
not even minutely, every second. Now she's crying, now she's laughing, changing her shape. You can see it in some again movies or animated films, like they change.
Yeah, and not in a human way because she's different.
So first she cries, tears go down, and she gives a burst of laughter. Again, it's emotional. It's not laughing, it's a burst of laughter.
It's a moment.
Which goes on. Evaporated in showers that trickled white along my blue windows. So first of all, we come back to the beginning. Before she comes, he just hears a bit of raindrops on his window. And now again, it's only showers, only rain on his windows. Blue windows, interestingly. Resonant panes of your window now, she trickled white along my blue windows. So we have a bit of color here. White and blue, like foam and water.
Something that reminds of a temple, church, where you have all these beautiful windows, colored windows.
And so I guess what we have here is a burst of emotions, and we need to calm down a little bit after it. And to show water coming down slowly is a nice way of relaxing. Maybe. But his windows are blue, which means he's connected.
which means what?
Maybe if his windows are blue like water, maybe he can feel it, he is connected with water, which is why she came to him and not to someone else. Because there was hope that he would answer, maybe.
And as we see the world now from his point of view, probably windows are blue for him. He feels this melancholy that he missed his chance to be the king of the lakes and to have Undine as his wife.
Yeah, we all know the joke that sometimes blue curtains are just blue curtains. But still, color does play a part in our perception. And any artist knows that. Why do they have yellow walls? Why not blue? Why not black?
Black would be into something.
So yeah, maybe he is like, oh, I wish I could like.
Maybe he's not sure about his decision.
And maybe now
And that's
he's
a
like.
triangle. Two ladies.
Yeah, really, it's a triangle. Earthly lady, an earthly lady, and that poor guy at 3 in the morning. So we have this, is it about Undine or is it about him?
Maybe it's about both.
There's much more here about Undine than him.
I think it's more about their meeting, how to hold meet, and what can happen.
So yeah, I guess we can feel his confusion and his sadness. But at least he knows what he's doing. At least he did his homework. Okay, anything else we can say here?
We can listen to the French version.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, 1 second.
It's like 2 minutes.
It's less than 2 minutes. Just 1 second.
Écoute, c'est moi. Écoute, c'est moi. C'est Undine qui frôle de ses moutons les losanges sonores de ta fenêtre, illuminée par les bornes rayons de la lune. Et voici une robe noire de dame châtelaine qui contemple à son ballon la belle nuit étoilée et le beau lac endormi. Chaque flot est un ondin pas l'eau coinçante d'une grande boule verte, et mes sœurs caressent de leurs bras les cous, de fraîches cylindres, de nénuphars et de glaïeuls.
On se moque du saule caduc et barbu qui pêchait la ligne. Sa chanson murmurée, elle me supplia de recevoir son anneau à mon doigt, pour être l'époux d'une Undine, et de visiter avec elle son palais, pour être le roi des lacs. Comme je lui répondais que j'allais sous mortel, boudeuse et dépitée, elle pleura quelques larmes, poussa un éclat de rire, et s'évanouit en pieds moulés qui ruisselèrent blanches le long de mes vitraux.
Yeah, I guess you can hear how she's whispering through the window. You can't really hear it in the English language, it's more singing. Also, I just had an idea that maybe when she speaks about mocking the bearded willow, she really means him. And he's like, you're an old bearded willow, I'm going to mock you and play with you.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you.